How much of this is, from the Queen's perspective, damage control?
Well, quite a lot of it's damage control, but we have to remember that the Queen is talking about her own family, which is why we have that quite intimate statement we had yesterday. You know, she talks about Harry and Meghan rather than the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I think she wants to try to help the couple go their own way and be self-sufficient, as in their words.
When we say going their own way, being self-sufficient, what's that actually going to look like? It seems quite hazy at this point.
Well, it does, because we don't actually have any meat on the bones. We need answers to a number of questions, like who is going to be paying for the security when they're in Canada. I gather that Prime Minister Trudeau in Canada has said the Canadian people will pick up that bill. I'm not so sure how well the Canadian people will feel about that. But what about the public funding? It looks to me in that statement, where she said that they don't want to rely on public funds, that there will be a cut, if you like, in the payments to Meghan and Harry as they go their own way.
Previously, when royals have done just that, gone their own way, in terms of setting up their own business, it hasn't always been very successful. What do you think the chances are here for Harry and Meghan?
Well, first of all, you know, when you talk about them going their own way, we had Prince Edward and his wife Sophie. They had independent companies, him a television company, her a PR company, and that basically they both ended in disaster. Let's be fair about it. The Duchess of York, who is obviously not a member of the royal family anymore, she has gone her own way, sometimes with some success, but quite a lot of the time with not. The difference here is we have Harry and Meghan, who are very popular and who have a good brand. We'll have to wait and see how it transpires, if they are going to be successful. I mean, if they're not, they're going to be coming back with their tails between their legs.
How much of a title change might affect that? Because they're going to rely on their royal status, presumably, to make that money.
Well, I don't think a title change is going to happen. I do not believe that the Queen is going to remove their HRH status. So they'll have that as well. So they'll still be technically, well, not technically, they're still going to be members of the royal family. So that won't affect them at all. I mean, I think if the Queen were to take away the HRH titles, it would be seen as vengeance and, you know, giving them a big slap, a public slap. And I don't think the Queen wants to do anything at all like that.
Well, the Queen is always very cautious in the things that she says, and ultimately at the heart of this is a 93-year-old grandmother. How do you think she's feeling?
Oh, I think she's feeling, you know, desperately disappointed, given that it was only 6 days. I mean, we're talking about this now. It was only actually 6 days ago that they dropped the bombshell that they wanted to leave the royal family and set up on their own. And, you know, the Queen is very, very big on family. And the fact that she didn't know it was all coming was a big disappointment to her. But in that disappointment, she wants to do her best to help the couple, which is quite a seismic change in the royal family, because in the past they have given the appearance of not really caring that much about what happens. If you look at what happened with Diana and the Duchess of York, you know, they were quite happy for them to be out of the royal family.
Charles Ray, thank you very much for giving us some of your analysis, a former royal correspondent of the Sun newspaper in the UK. Appreciate your time.